The chapter after the Mike Tomlin era for the Pittsburgh Steelers is about to begin. It will apparently start with the organization interviewing a pair of Los Angeles Rams assistants for the head coach opening. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported the Steelers made requests to interview Rams passing game coordinator Nate Scheelhaase and defensive coordinator Chris Shula. Other NFL insiders also reported the Steelers' requests to interview Scheelhaase and Shula. Pundits expect the Steelers to cast a wide net in their head coach search. These are the first of potentially many interview requests the team will make. The Pittsburgh Steelers' first known head coach interview request is for Rams passing game coordinator Nate Scheelhaase, per source. Schefter posted on X. Baltimore, Cleveland, and Las Vegas also have requested interviews with him during this hiring cycle. Make it a pair of Rams coordinators for the Steelers, who also have requested a head coach interview with LA's defensive coordinator Chris Shula, per source. https://t.co/CFFGWCMMK. Adam Schefter, at Adam Schefter, January 14, 2026. NFL insider Albert Breer detailed on social media why Scheelhaase and Shula fit the Steelers' head coaching profile. Both guys are in their 30s, have a real presence, fit what Pittsburgh has looked for in the past, posted Breer. The grandson of the NFL's all-time wins leader, Shula began his coaching career in 2010 at 24 years old. He joined the NFL as a defensive quality control coach in 2015. He's served on Sean McVay's staff with the Rams since the head coach arrived in Los Angeles during 2017. He rose from assistant linebackers coach in 2017 to defensive coordinator, which has been his role the past 2 seasons. Scheelhaase started his coaching career at the college level as well at 25 years old in 2015. He made the jump to the NFL with the Rams last season. In 2024, Scheelhaase was an offensive assistant and passing game specialist. This past season, he served as Rams pass game coordinator. There was a noteworthy change in the NFL on Tuesday, as ESPN's Adam Schefter reported that Mike Tomlin told the team that he plans to step away after 19 seasons at the helm for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's a massive shift across the NFL landscape, and it will undoubtedly trigger subsequent moves in Pittsburgh. The Steelers are set to find just their 4th head coach since 1969, which means there will be some turnover on that roster. Multiple players under contract with Pittsburgh can help the Kansas City Chiefs, with 2 of them being in the tight end room. Mike Tomlin leaving Steelers could open door for Chiefs TE trade. The Chiefs have no idea what the future holds for Travis Kelce, as there's a real possibility that he walks away. That would create a void at tight end, where both Pat Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith could be fantastic additions. Freiermuth was a second-round pick in the 2021 NFL Draft and has developed into a quality starter for the Steelers. Over 5 seasons, Freiermuth has logged 261 catches, 356 targets, for 2,676 receiving yards and 22 touchdowns. In 2024, Freiermuth inked a 4-year, $48 million extension. He's on the books for at least $10 million plus until 2028. As for Smith, he's more of an athletic pass-catching option that can do damage after the catch. Smith didn't have the best year in 2025, 224 receiving yards, but he's just 1 season removed from a Pro Bowl campaign where he had a career-high 884 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns with the Miami Dolphins. Over 9 seasons in the NFL, Smith recorded 345 catches for 3,529 receiving yards and 30 touchdowns. He's signed through the 2026 season, set to make $10.9 million. With Smith being older and just 1 year left on his deal, he may be an easier option to acquire. The Chiefs should be proactive in their pursuit of another tight end, and these players are 2 solid options. The Steelers are going to make some sweeping changes, and their next head coach could look to move on from some vets to clear cap space, while also bringing in some of his own players. Kansas City would be able to acquire either Smith or Freiermuth for a day 3 pick, 5th or 6th round, and it should be something they consider. Adding a veteran option in that room would give them insurance if Kelce does walk away, or provide them with a nice T2 choice if he does return. Nonetheless, tight end is an area the Chiefs need to improve upon in 2026, and Tomlin's exit has opened up the door to some potential choices. For the first time in nearly 2 decades, someone other than Mike Tomlin will be stewarding the Pittsburgh Steelers. It remains to be seen what his next move will be after stepping down as the franchise's head coach. However, the decision has reportedly set off a chain reaction. Steelers president Art Rooney, too, made it clear that Tomlin isn't planning to return to the sidelines, at least in the near future. Yet, that hasn't stopped rival clubs from trying to pry the Super Bowl 43 from Pittsburgh. Per NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, teams wasted no time reaching out to Tomlin in the hours after his Steelers exit. Mike Tomlin's in high demand after decision to leave the Pittsburgh Steelers. Rappaport didn't specify which or how many squads have Tomlin on their radar. Nevertheless, as the insider noted, the Steelers still have the latter's contractual rights, so draft compensation would be necessary. For whatever it's worth, Pittsburgh isn't in uncharted territory. The Denver Broncos notably sent out a first and second-round pick to acquire renowned head coach Sean Payton from the New Orleans Saints in 2023. That gives the Steelers a blueprint for a Tomlin deal down the road, should the opportunity present itself. Whether having to trade for Tomlin dissuades front offices from pulling the trigger is unclear. But the outgoing package it took Denver to land Payton should at least factor into the equation. Either way, nothing gets done without the Steelers getting what's owed to them. It's hardly surprising that other organizations are prepared to give Tomlin another chance following his legendary stint in Pittsburgh. His resume speaks for itself. 19 straight winning seasons, 13 playoff appearances, 8 AFC North titles, and a Lombardi trophy. One man's trash is another's treasure. While Steeler Nation has been ready to move on from Tomlin for what feels like forever, there's interest around the league for his services. That alone speaks to starkly different sentiments about him between the fan base and those outside of Pittsburgh. Tomlin's tied with fellow Steelers icon Chuck Noll for 9th on the all-time wins list, 193. He'll go down as one of the greatest leaders in football regardless of where his new reality takes him. The 53-year-old has nothing left to prove. It's just a matter of desire. The Pittsburgh Steelers have placed an interview request in for Miami Dolphins defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver, according to Diana Rossini of The Athletic. Weaver was a longtime coach under John Harbaugh with the Ravens, so the Steelers have plenty of familiarity with him. He joined in 2021 as the run game coordinator and defensive line coach before ascending to assistant head coach in 2022 and 2023. The Dolphins hired him in 2024 to be their defensive coordinator under Mike McDaniel. McDaniel was fired by the Dolphins, which leaves Weaver in a precarious spot, but he is still highly thought of in the coaching realm. Weaver has been coaching at the NFL level since 2012, mostly as a defensive line coach, across multiple staffs. He was a second-round pick out of Notre Dame in the 2002 NFL Draft and spent time in his career with the Ravens and Houston Texans. Weaver ended up coaching for both of those teams. This year, the Dolphins' defense had personnel issues but were down as a whole. Weaver's scheme is thought of as an innovative one, however, and he should find work as defensive coordinator. Teams have still continued to interview him as a head coach candidate despite the tumultuous times in Miami. The Steelers have requested interviews for Rams defensive coordinator Chris Shula and passing game coordinator Nathan Shielhasa.